The rain hadn't stopped since morning. It drummed softly against the diner's fogged-up windows, filling the quiet space with a rhythm that matched Mia's heartbeats, low, weary, and constant. The smell of coffee and bacon clung to the air, and the yellow lights buzzed faintly overhead, giving everything a tired, golden hue. Mia wiped down the last table, her feet aching after a double shift. The dinner rush had never come. It hadn't come in weeks. She glanced at the clock. Almost midnight. The neon open sign flickered, threatening to give up like everything else in her life lately. Her paycheck was late again, her rent was due, and her refrigerator back home was as empty as her wallet. She slid into a booth for a moment, finally allowing herself to breathe. That's when she saw him. A small boy, maybe 8 years old, stood outside the glass door. He was drenched, his hair plastered to his forehead, his thin jacket dark with rain. He pressed his hands against the window, peering inside, eyes fixed on the plate of half-eaten fries someone had left behind. Mia's heart clenched. She walked to the door and opened it, letting in a rush of cold air. "Hey, sweetheart," she said softly, kneeling so her eyes met his. "You okay?" He hesitated, shivering. "I'm just looking. I ain't got no money, ma'am. I'll go." Something in his voice, quiet, resigned, broke her. She remembered being that hungry once, a long time ago, when she was the one counting coins and skipping meals so her little brother could eat. "Hold on," she said quickly. "Wait right here." She went to the counter, grabbed a paper bag, and started packing up her own dinner. A warm cheeseburger, a slice of apple pie she'd been saving, and a small cup of milk. It wasn't much, but it was everything she had. When she handed it to him, the boy's eyes widened. "For me? For you?" Mia smiled, brushing a strand of damp hair from his forehead. "Now go somewhere dry and eat that before it gets cold." He hesitated, clutching the bag like it was treasure. "Thank you, ma'am," he whispered. "You're really nice." Mia smiled faintly. "Just eat, okay? That's all the thanks I need." The boy nodded and ran off into the rain, his small figure disappearing into the dark street. Mia watched until he was gone, her chest tight. She didn't know why she felt tears burning behind her eyes. May be because she knew kindness didn't pay the bills, but she couldn't stop herself anyway. When she locked up that night, her clothes were still damp, and her stomach growled, but she felt oddly light inside, like she'd done something that mattered. She walked home through puddles, her shoes squishing, her reflection rippling with every step. The next morning, Mia woke to a strange sound. Engines, not just one, but many, deep, expensive, sounding engines that didn't belong on her quiet, worn-out street. She frowned and pushed her thin curtains aside. What she saw made her freeze. 20 sleek black cars, luxury sedans, all identical, lined both sides of the street in front of her small apartment building. Men in suits were stepping out of them, umbrellas opening in perfect sync. It looked like a movie scene, and for a wild second, Mia wondered if someone famous had gotten lost. Then one of them looked up and pointed to her window. Her heart leapt. She quickly threw on her coat and ran downstairs, her old sneakers squeaking on the wet pavement. The men straightened as she approached, forming a loose line, and from the middle car, an older man emerged. He was tall, silver-haired, dressed in an elegant black coat, but it was his eyes, warm, familiar, that caught her breath. "Miss Mia Turner?" he asked in a deep, steady voice. "Yes," she said, confused. "That's me. What's going on?" The man smiled kindly. "Yesterday evening, my grandson came home soaked to the bone, with a full meal in his hands. He told me a waitress gave him her food, even though she had nothing herself." Mia blinked, realization dawning. "Your grandson?" "The boy at the diner." He nodded. "I'm Henry Carter. My family owns the Carter Foundation." He reached into his coat and handed her an envelope. "He asked me to thank you, but I think you deserve more than words." With trembling fingers, Mia opened it. Inside was a neatly folded letter and a deed. She read it once, then again, thinking her tired eyes were playing tricks on her. It was the ownership deed to a small house and a fully paid diner space downtown, with her name on it. I can't accept this," she stammered. Henry smiled gently. "Kindness deserves a home, Miss Turner. My grandson calls you his angel, so please, let us thank you properly." Tears welled up in her eyes. The rain began to fall again, soft and steady, but this time it didn't feel cold. It felt like grace. For the first time in years, Mia didn't feel poor. She felt rich in spirit, in heart, and in hope. And as the black cars pulled away, she realized something powerful. One small act of kindness could echo far louder than she ever imagined.